Guys, today's the day. State of Origin Game 2 is here, and I gotta admit, kind of feels weird being on a Sunday. Not weird in a bad way, not weird in a good way either, just weird. Now, the game itself, I'm expecting it to be a pretty good one. Queensland looking to wrap up the series, pretty impressive in Game 1. New South Wales, in theory, they should be quite desperate for Game 2. Whether they are, we'll have to wait and see, but it should be a good game. Now, if you've been watching my recent videos, you know I'm not a fan of this team Brad Fittler's picked. And today's game day, and I'm still not happy with this team. However, as the week's gone on, as it's gotten closer to game day, I kind of feel like I've come around to the team a little bit more. Now, I still think it's insane to leave Latrell Mitchell out. However, the rest of the side, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty content with the side. Except for Safidi. Still not sure how he got into the side, but whatever, it's one player. Now, the talk going around at the moment, it's in the media, I think Paul Kent started it, is that Paul Vaughan is going to drop to the bench, Dale Finucane is going to start, Jacob Safidi retains his spot in the starting side. I actually quite like that. I think they're saying Finucane's going to play lock, Jake Trbojevic into the prop position. Now, I think this is the side that they actually should have picked to start off with. I think Finucane definitely needs to start. I think Trbojevic needed to move into the prop position. I probably would have moved Safidi to the bench, but Paul Vaughan coming off the bench just adds that little bit of oomph that New South Wales missed in the last game off the bench. Now, that's the talk out of the New South Wales camp. The talk out of the Queensland camp is all the Moses Mbye stuff. It's actually quite scary. Now, for the people unaware, Moses Mbye went into anaphylactic shock, which essentially he had an allergic reaction and I nearly died, really. Now, he's saying, Queensland's saying, West Tigers are saying he's good to go. He's going to be playing. And let's be honest, he's not really an important part of the side. He'll just come on and play a few minutes at the end, you would assume, unless there's a big injury. But for the most part, he's not really an important player for Queensland. I know that's not the point, but it's just worth noting. Now, talking about the actual game itself, I've already said that I think it's going to be a good game. However, who do I think is going to win? As much as it pains me to say, I think New South Wales would be a lot better than Game 1, but I feel like Queensland, they've just got the big game plays. Cherry Evans being good in Origin, Cameron Munster, Kalen Ponga. I feel like they'll just have a little bit too much, and I know New South Wales are banking on James Maloney to come in and steer the ship around, and he's done a pretty decent job in the past, but he's no saviour. Like, James Maloney, he's played a lot of Origin games, but he's not exactly won a lot of Origin games, and I mean, he has the habit of throwing some pretty bad passes. I think he's kind of got lucky last year with the fact that the team was good enough around him. Him and Nathan Cleary didn't do that much. I definitely think that Cleary and Maloney are a better halves combination than Cleary and Cody Walker, but I still don't think it's that much of an upgrade. I think Queensland's halves are way, way better. I feel like for New South Wales to win, I feel like we kind of need to grind out a game. I don't know if that's the style you want to play against Queensland, but it feels like that's the sort of team that Brad Fittler's picked. So basically, New South Wales just grind out the game and then hope that Tedesco and Tom Trbojevic and a few of those guys can sort of just pluck out a try here and there and get the win. For Queensland, though, I think they just do exactly what they did in Game 1. They kind of grinded out a victory. I know they got quite lucky with the intercept that kind of fell into their laps, but Queensland, they just kept hanging around. New South Wales had an 8-point lead. They hung around long enough. They waited for New South Wales to tire out, and they took advantage of it. I will say, though, in Game 1, I think Kalen Ponga was pretty quiet in the first half. I think he'll have a way bigger impact in the second game. He's actually done quite a few interviews after the game, and he talked about how fast it was, which was quite different to the interview he did last year, where he came on and played in the middle, and he was sort of saying, yeah, whatever, like it was good. Where this time, after playing fullback, doing a lot more running, a lot more work, he talked about how tired he was, how fast it went, and I think he'll be a lot better suited to Game 2. But yeah, overall, I think the game itself is actually going to be a pretty good one. I think it's going to be close. I don't think there'll be a blowout or anything. I think Queensland will get the job done, unfortunately, as a New South Wales fan. I hate to say it, but I just feel like because they've already got the advantage, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the Blues. There's obviously going to be pressure on Queensland, but there's just so much pressure on the Blues, on Nathan Cleary, on James Maloney as well. And I know that New South Wales are definitely capable of coming out and getting the win. And I think if New South Wales do get the win here, I think they'll win Game 3. But I think Queensland, they'll just have that little bit extra class, that little bit extra composure, and I think they'll get the job done. Oh my god, it sucks to say that. Guys, leave in the comment section below, who do you think is going to win this game? I feel like the comments are going to be pretty even. I think there's going to be a lot of people saying New South Wales, there's going to be a lot of people saying Queensland. I think it's a testament to both sides. It is a pretty even contest, I think. Anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to end the video. Just a short little preview for State of Origin Game 2. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's on the screen right now. It's Mr. Luke on YT. Go ahead and give my Facebook page a like, as I've been posting on that a fair bit more. It's Mr. Luke on the screen right now. Also, go ahead and add me on Snapchat. I'll be posting on that a fair bit during Origin, I think. So go and add me on that, Mr. Luke on YT. Same as what's on the screen right now. Righto, guys, State of Origin Game 2 is looking like it's going to be a good one. Perth is in for a treat. Hopefully we're in for a treat too. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Go New South Wales.